Pilot of Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy, but with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
At Metro State University, students learn from expert instructors in high-demand degree programs like healthcare, technology, cybersecurity, teaching, and business. As one of Minnesota's most diverse universities, Metro State is dedicated to providing a welcoming environment for all students. Explore 60-plus bachelor's programs at their May 29th open house in St. Paul. Learn about how free tuition is possible for eligible students through the North Star Promise Scholarship. Visit metrostate.edu/open house. Know your power. Metro State University.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a to-go card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
Minnesotans age 65 plus might qualify for Health Partners Minnesota Senior Health Options. The easy all-in-one plan includes personal support, coverage for medical, prescription drugs, and dental, plus many extra benefits. Eligibility information is available at healthpartners.com/oneplan. Health Partners is a health plan that contracts with both Medicare and the Minnesota Medical Assistance Medicaid program to provide benefits of both programs to enrollees. Enrollment in Health Partners depends on contract renewal.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Clear tonight with a low of 52, then Wednesday sunshine with a high of 70. Let Natural Lawn's organic-based, environmentally friendly lawn care take care of your lawn this summer so you can spend more time enjoying your yard. Organic-based, environmentally friendly lawn care for over 30 years, weed-free, healthy lawns, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. More at naturallawn.com.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Couldn't cut, hitting cut again.
Because all the hippies are trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. A Kadagi to all my friends and relatives in 4 directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, we discuss local, national, Native news and events, and as you know, Chujunk, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
Yes, you are right, Tega. And this portion of the show is supported by Native-owned J.S. Bean Factory off Randolph Avenue in St. Paul. Only the good stuff keeps us awake.
Yeah, right on. Hey, beautiful day in the neighborhood. I just, it's sacred. Oh. And when you get my age, Haley, you start counting these days backwards. So there's another good day out there. And again, today and all month of May, it's American Indian Month in Minnesota. Yeah. And, you know, we also got to say May is also Mental Health Awareness Month. And we know we talk a lot about that too, along with how things affect our leaders and how they take care of themselves, but also trauma that we've been passed down and given to us through our family and our elders accidentally, but it's still there. And I was watching 60 Minutes, and it talked about how they were talking about, you know, the eggs that women have for babies.
Yeah.
And before they're born, there's only a certain age that, they're really good and people are freezing their eggs and stuff. And they were
Mhm.
saying that, that these embryos are in their mother too.
Mhm.
And so that it's science really proves that, this kind of trauma really can be passed down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Thanks for bringing that up. I've heard that too. Like you have the eggs that a woman is born with. She also has those eggs when she's in her mother's womb, and then the mother has those is carrying your eggs as she's in her mother's womb as well. So technically, like your eggs have been around since your great grandmother carried your mom or your something or your grandma or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting as heck. And, science has really proven a lot of things over the years that maybe people thought were myth, but now, science has caught up to it. Hey,
Hmm.
also, too, where do we get all our information on what's going on especially the Twin Cities when it comes to what's happening during May is, of course, again, American Indian Month here in Minnesota.
Yeah, well, I like how you started out saying that it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It
Yeah.
kind of reminded me of a little Mr. Rogers.
Aw.
I know, miss Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of things going on in our neighborhood
Ooh,
during the month of May, and you
I
can
see
head
what you
over.
did there. Good segue. Oh,
You like
wow.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Metropolitan Urban Indian Directors, or MUD, here in the Twin Cities, put out a calendar. I did share that on our Native Roots Radio Facebook page today. So if you just want to go down and find that and save it, they have a whole list of events going on really almost every day this month. So different events in community put on by nonprofits. There's open houses too. Check that out. There's a bunch of stuff going on this month. I know we'll be at the Ho Chunk 5K this Friday at
Yeah.
is it Lake Phelan?
Yes, Lake Valen and the east side of St. Paul. And go through the main gate out there because they have really good signage. And I know over the years, getting older and stuff, I always like, where is this thing? But they have really good signage. So get
Yeah.
there early and get a good parking spot and
Yeah, it's
say
usually
hello
pretty
to our
good.
relatives. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. It's and this isn't just for our Ho Chunk relatives too. This
Right.
is anyone in the Twin Cities. Come out and hang out with us. There's going to be usually a meal. There's a DJ, usually a raffle that you can get tickets for. Really great raffle
Yep.
prizes too every year. Want to shout
Yep.
out that kayak that someone wins.
Uh,
There's a bunch of camping gear.
Jelaine won a bike and gave it away.
Yeah, bicycles, a
Yeah.
lot of fun stuff. It's really just about getting together as a community, getting active. The 5K, you can run or walk. It's a family-free event, so you can bring your kids, bring the strollers if need be. But that's going to be 5 o'clock this Friday, May 9th at Phelan Regional Park in St. Paul, 1600 Phelan Drive.
And our friend Danielle DeLong here in the Twin Cities, and matter of fact, she's vice president now of Ho Chunk Nation. Started this years ago, and
Yeah.
she worked in St. Paul Public Schools with working on our natives' health and eating right. So it all goes hand in hand: exercise and eating right, and staying off
Mhm.
that flour and that white flour and sugar. Oh wow!
Oh, seriously. Yeah, the sugar really, yeah, gets me in trouble a little bit.
Oh
What else? Yeah, this is the 14th year of the Ho Chunk 5K here in
wow!
St. Paul.
God,
I can't believe it's been going on that long.
right?
I've only made it to the last couple, but what a fun time. Usually we have great weather too. And
Yeah,
it's
and
fun.
then sign up too, so they have a T-shirt there ready for you. So
Yeah.
you always want to snag one of those T-shirts. Oh wow!
Yeah, they're really beautifully designed every year. I'm not sure who
Mhm.
did this one. We'll have to find out and then maybe share it.
Right?
What else is going on? This week we have a new exhibit coming to All My Relations
Yes.
Arts in Minneapolis. It's part of NACTI's building there that they share with Powwow Grounds, 1414 East Franklin Avenue. We're going to get a couple of the co-curators on our show here coming up in the next couple of weeks. This exhibit coming to All My Relations is called Creation Story.
Mhm.
And it's a traveling exhibition co-curated by Keith Braveheart and David Meyer. It's been seen already at a couple museums, the Acta Lakota Museum in
Mm.
Chamberlain, South Dakota, the Heritage Center in Pine Ridge, the Doll Arts Center in Rapid City, and the South Dakota Art Museum in Brookings. And it's going to be at All My Relations This week, it's going to be on view from May 8th to July 26th. So you got a couple months to get over to Minneapolis and see this. There's going to be an opening reception and curators talk this Thursday, May 8th from 6 to 8 p.m. Usually they do a little hour of appetizer. I think Powwow Grounds usually will feed people, and then the curators talk starts at 7 p.m.
The meatballs are to die for.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Definitely.
Is it the bison meatballs?
Yeah.
Oh my, yeah, they're really good. Really, really good.
Right. Well, that's exciting. It really is exciting, and to have another exhibit, and this sounds cool. And I guess what I wanted to say, Haley, too, is that every nation, tribal nation in this continent, and has a creation story.
Yeah.
So I know one of the things, I'm going to get controversial here for a second here, is people always like to talk about, natives were fighting each other, and we came over the Asians straight up in Canada, or up in Alaska through here. No, we had a creation story. We were born here, and I just wanted to say that real quick, is that we didn't come from anywhere. This is our land.
Yeah, this specific exhibit is going to be representing the multiple artists telling the story and the heritage of the Oshati-Shikowin. So yeah, some of those identity and values.
You're getting really good at speaking Lakota.
I had to learn that one for the commercial that I recorded for this, and it took me quite a bit to learn. It really did, but hopefully I am saying it correctly. I hope.
I always like doing the commercials. I know you produce them sometimes yourself. I do like doing them with the producer there, so he can like go, how do I say this? And then all of a sudden he's on, YouTube, right?
Looking up the pronunciation.
Somebody that's saying it,
Yeah, that's what I had to do. It was some Lakota person on YouTube. Yeah, thank you for putting those up. But no, we got a minute left here. We're going to have Ruth Anna Buffalo on from MIWRC, and we're going to hear from our friends with the Native American Initiatives Department with the Minnesota Historical Society. We're going to have Jenesis Fonder on with us today.
Oh, can't wait. This is an exciting show, and might have some exciting show. We might have some surprise guests too. I just like to throw that out there just in case.
Yeah.
Because I remember one time, were you working with us when we didn't have a guest and we had people call in?
Oh, yeah, we've had a few of those.
We've had a few of those. Yes, we have. Hey, Native Roots Radio will be right back with a guest. This is Native Roots Radio. Stay with us. Oh, Jinx.
Everyone wants to maximize their dollar. If you're looking for a new vehicle, the only place to go is Rudy Luther Toyota. Consumer Reports Best of 2025 edition has the most reliable vehicles as Toyotas. The Toyota Corolla, RAV4, and RAV4 Prime top the list of the most reliable cars. And Toyotas are fuel efficient, meaning less money at the pumps. Consumer Reports Best of gas mileage ranking has the Prius Camry, Corolla Cross Hybrid, RAV4 Hybrid, and the Highlander Hybrid top of their classes. Reliability and fuel efficiency, you'll find them both at Rudy Luther Toyota, 5 miles west of Minneapolis on 394.
At Metro State University, students learn from expert instructors in high-demand degree programs like healthcare, technology, cybersecurity, teaching, and business. As one of Minnesota's most diverse universities, Metro State is dedicated to providing a welcoming environment for all students. Explore 60-plus bachelor's programs at their May 29th open house in St. Paul. Learn about how free tuition is possible for eligible students through the North Star Promise Scholarship. Visit metrostate.edu/open house. Know your power. Metro State University.
Why must the world be so cold? They've gone against what was told. Thinking rape is cool? Think about it. They think it's not wrong. Violence against women, the rape, the abuse, the emotional, physical, they all hold the hate. Think about it. Is it right or wrong? What attracts you? I'm not saying no names, but you laugh. Talk about it like nothing is wrong. Think about it. They all hold the hate. Gotta stop the violence. Stop the hate. Think about it.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Doherty Family College at the University of St. Thomas is your pathway to a bachelor's degree. Located in downtown Minneapolis, Doherty Family College offers an affordable education that includes free textbooks, a laptop, meals, career coaches, and a Metro Transit pass. As a full-time Doherty Family College student, you'll benefit from mentorship from St. Thomas faculty, along with paid internships and support from Minnesota's largest private college. Ready to turn your dreams into reality? Apply now at dfc.stthomas.edu. Doherty Family College. Your journey to success starts here.
Hi, this is Representative Sharice Davids from Kansas. I'm Ho Chunk, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Native American Community Clinic on Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis, honoring health and tradition.
Yes, they do. Hey, we have our friend Ruth Anna Buffalo, President and CEO of Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center here in South Minneapolis. Welcome, Ruth. Good to see you.
Yes, Dosha, thank you, and hello, Madzagadad. Thank you for having us.
I think she's here. I'm not sure.
Can you hear me?
I don't know. She looks like she's here. Oh, there she is. Oh, now she.
Ruth.
Hey, Ruth.
Hi.
Speeding down the highway, I see. Ho.
I
picking
can't
up
hear
picking
her.
up the twins. Oh, you can't hear me? Oh no.
Oh, we can hear now.
Oh, you can?
Yep, great.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry about that.
No problem. Great having you on. I know we've had last week's violence, and we lost 5 young Native relatives not too far from where you are, Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center. How are you and your staff holding up?
The staff seem to be doing as well as can be. You know, they're everybody is so closely connected to the community, and so it's a huge loss, and our hearts just go out to the families and the entire community. And you know, we're there to offer support, so any way we can be of assistance to the community, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Yeah. Excuse me, I had to hit my burp button there for a second. I didn't want 50,000 people hearing that. No. So is things back to normal in a sense? Are people getting more relaxed, and do we have a call to action? I know you guys at Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center do so much for the community. What else can we do and our listeners do to not only support you but support our youth, our Native youth, and what's happening? Because this is a thing that's not accidental that it's happening to our community.
Right. Yeah, I would say for sure to check on one another. Be kind to one another, be kind to yourself, and recognize, the times that we're in, and what just happened. I would say it's definitely hard to be business as usual. We have to make sure we're providing space, love, and care for individuals, families, and the community. So I definitely want to encourage everybody to check on one another, be good to one another, and take time to pause, spend time out in nature if you can, use your medicines that our ancestors left behind for us, that have withstood the test of time. And that's one message that has always been shared with us, through women's sweats and things, is like, use your medicines, and just take time to pause, really. I mean, healthy coping skills are important too, making sure that you're just self-aware too. If you need time to pause, that's okay. Just communicate and do the best you can. But I would just say for sure, yes, check on one another and be good to one another is super important.
Well, Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center does a lot of great work, and it steps in right away when our community's in need. Can you talk about these meals that Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center is now offering on Monday, Thursday, and Friday?
Yeah, yes, for sure. Sorry, the girl twin is back there in the
Oh,
background.
wow.
I had to like
Who
shift
wants
the
to get on? Get her a mic.
but yes, we just started the meal program. It took us a little while to get moving or get just get situated with scheduling and being respectful of what's already in place. So yes, we have meals that are starting this week. They started yesterday, which was Monday, and they'll run every day of the week. Monday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then Tuesdays, we have our regular Resource Connect, which is from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., which was today, and service providers are on site. And we provide breakfast and lunch. And then on Wednesdays, Indigenous Peoples Task Force it provides a community meal during the day. It's more of lunch style. And then Thursday, Fridays again, breakfast 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
So we want to let people know out there because you, Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center, is boots on the ground, and remind our listeners out there that you can contribute financially at miwrc.org/donate. And I think that's really important to keep reminding people, because we are in a lot of things going on times right now, and you guys are a rock in the last 40 years in the community and helping out. And I just I'm always really grateful that you can come on, Ruth, and talk about your truth and what's happening.
Thank you. Mods. MIWRC is definitely a beautiful place to be, and to offer support to our relatives, the community, families, and individuals. And I'm so thankful that our founders had the vision to think, 7 generations ahead and plan for, think that far ahead and plan, as did all of our other ancestors and all the other, Native-led orgs too. But I'm super thankful that MIWRC continues to serve the community to the best of our ability. We are in interesting times, and any amount of donations that people can provide monetarily, is greatly appreciated, to help keep the doors open and continue serving the community to the best of our abilities.
So what else is going on? And I know we have a lot of fun talking about your basketball prowess. And so do we have the hoop in there yet, or is that coming in during the cakewalk? Ho!
No, it's not there yet, but we should definitely. I think we're speaking it into fruition for sure.
Yeah.
We we do have our the native team, Native women's team that I'm a part of, thankful to be a part of. We have our last league game tonight. It's our second go round. The first part of the year we were in St. Paul, and now we're in St. Louis Park. And so our final game of the season is tonight, and we're going to be iron fiving it because busy schedules and things. So hoping it's a 6 o'clock game too. But yeah, just thankful to be able to get up and down the court, and to help just add years back onto my life expectancy.
Yeah. Well, it's time too to get the young ones there in reserve, just in case, so you aren't, get a uniform that'll fit them, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we had a ringer, as I mentioned in previous shows, but she's off at college, so
Oh.
that was pretty cool to experience, playing in a basketball league with my daughter, my oldest daughter. So that was
Yes.
kind of fun.
Yeah, definitely. That's what makes it happen. Haley, do you play basketball?
I played like 1 year in elementary school. Kind of just didn't stick with it. I was more of a softball gal, but I got basketball friends for sure.
Well, I can jump about this high. I don't know if you guys can't see on the radio, but it's like 1 inch. I can jump, touch the rim with that.
I look like half an inch, kind of.
Hey, easy.
My best friends are basketball players. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, so we got like a couple minutes left. What else would you like to talk about, Ruth? I'm going to hand over the show to you for the next minute here.
I'm just thankful for the community support and continue to be good to one another. If you can, just check out our website too. That's where we have, everything is pretty much up to date. I would say everything is up to date on our website. We got job postings. We have, and so for sure we try to make sure the social media outlets are in line with the website as well. So we're just thankful for all the continued support. Please donate when you can. MIWRC.org/donate. Mods odds. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth, and get ready, get stretch. Remember, stretch before the big game tonight. Oh wow!
Right. Sounds good.
I didn't do that. I didn't do that for softball for many years, and I'm paying for it now in my 60s.
We can't wait.
Got to stretch. Thank Peeny Gigi, Ruth Anna. Have a great day and a great game. Wow, that's awesome. Very
I hope
cool.
they win.
Yeah.
They win tonight.
Oh, I was trying to get you on to play, but I think you'd have to play at least in junior high.
Yeah. Well, I think a couple of my really good friends are on the team that she's playing with tonight. So, I could ask for some lessons and get out there next year or something.
Do tell.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Let's work on these 5Ks first.
Oh, yeah. Right. Hey,
Yeah.
Speaking of 5K, your friend Alex, I hear rumors she's going to run it.
Is she running it? I think that's because I told her I would. And now I'm not too sure. So I should probably let her know.
Oh, that would probably be a good idea.
Do a slow jog.
Maybe she's listening to the show. Hey, we got a new guest on, but representing in the Minnesota Historical Society, and we got things to talk. Jenesis Fonder, enrolled member of Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe from Leech Lake. So, hey,
yeah,
we'll be right back. That's where my son-in-law is from.
Yeah, we love our Leech Lakers.
I was going to say I don't hold it against him, but hey, Native Roots Radio will be right back after this short break. Oh,
Hi, I'm Scott Shamblot from Shamblot Family Dentistry. We're the fear-free, shame-free dental office. If you're having a dental emergency, we'll try and get you in the same day you call because we don't like to see anyone in pain. And we'll help you get through every appointment in the most pain-free way possible. As my daughter Rachel says,
if you don't see my dad, please see another dentist. Take care of your teeth because they're the only ones you get.
Shamblot Family Dentistry in Hopkins and St. Paul. Find them online at shamblotfamilydentistry.com or call 1-800-FIX-MY-TEETH.
Hey, it's Jennifer from AM 950. I'm 57, and lately I've definitely been feeling it. Lower back pain, hip aches, brain fog, and serious lack of energy. That's when I decided to try Hypercharge Wellness, and I'm so glad I did. At Hypercharge Wellness, they focus on proactive wellness and medication-free solutions to help you feel better and live healthier. Their FDA-approved light therapy helped reduce my chronic pain and inflammation, and the results have been nothing short of life-changing. My back pain and stiffness are improving, and I'm finally starting to feel like myself again. They also offer laser therapy that targets muscles and joints, perfect for injury recovery and pain management. Whether you're dealing with fatigue, chronic pain, or mental fog, Hypercharge Wellness has treatments designed just for you to boost energy, improve clarity, and reduce inflammation. Take control of your health and wellness today with their $49.99 introductory session and consultation at any of their 3 locations. Visit hyperchargeclinic.com for more information.
When was the last time you had your roof inspected for extreme weather and hail damage? This is Chad, owner of AM 950, to talk about the exterior construction company I trust, Snap Construction. If you've noticed new roofing projects in your neighborhood, your home was likely hit by hail last summer and experienced damage. Snap Construction is helping homeowners like you, and they're the roofing specialists I trust. They are the most well-reviewed contractor in the Twin Cities and have a ton of positive customer reviews from homeowners just like you. Even better, Snap Construction's installations are backed by a lifetime warranty, so you know you're dealing with a qualified roofing expert. You want to work with a company that will be here for a long time after the work is done. Snap Construction has handled thousands of claims and will help you through the process. Do yourself a favor and get a free roofing inspection so you have the facts and peace of mind you deserve. Call Snap Construction today at 612-333-SNAP. That's 612-333-SNAP. Or visit snapconstruction.com.
Artworld is celebrating its 30th year. This popular free event is the largest open studio tour in the nation, a fan favorite with art lovers, families, and fun seekers alike. With 1,400 artists and 100 locations throughout Northeast Minneapolis, You'll meet potters, painters, weavers, woodworkers, and more. And you'll find all types of art at all price levels. Then there are the terrific bars, restaurants, and breweries in Northeast, plus music, entertainment, and art demos. With Art World, you're set for 3 days of wonder. Start planning now. Art World is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, May 16th, 17th, and 18th. Visit NEMA.org. That's NEMAA.org for details. You'll find an artist directory, maps, dining and brew guides, event and music schedules, even info on Metro Transit passes and trolley rides. Plus, new this year, a Passport app can win you prizes, a commemorative sculpture and raffle, a special beer from Prize, and 30 featured artists of Art World. That's May 16th through the 18th in Northeast.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Clear tonight with a low of 52, then Wednesday sunshine with a high of 70. The music is still the hottest at Crooner's Supper Club in Fridley. Crooner's is located just north of I-694 off Highway 65 and Moore Lake Drive. View their upcoming music schedules and food menus at croonersloungemn.com. This is AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Oh, this is Dallas Goldtooth, and you're listening to the Native Roots Radio. Hoka, hicha, wecha.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by the Minnesota Historical Society, preserving and sharing Minnesota's heritage for the benefit of all Minnesotans.
Hey, I want to welcome our guest, Jenesis Fonder, enrolled member of MIWRC's Band of Ojibwe, and also from Leech Lake. You are the Native American Museum Fellowship Program Specialist with Native American Initiatives at the Minnesota Historical Society, and that was a long sentence. Hoa, and welcome.
Bonjour, Robert. Hi, Haley. Nice to see you again. I just introduced myself as the NAMF specialist because it's really quite a long title.
Yeah, I'd like to see what's on your desk there. When your sign on your desk. And when people come up to you and going, "Hey, that's a long one."
I'm always joking around at the office, so I am not always honest about what I'm doing there.
Right on. Hey, thanks, for substituting for our good friend Rita. Introduce yourself in a good way to our listeners, and how long you've been at the Minnesota Historical Society, and a little background about you. Oh,
Bonjour, and Denoe Maganadug, Minogijagid, Jenesis Fonder, Indishnaka, Jaganashimoan, Mississauga, Ganing, and Dunjaba, Gakapakong, and Da, Gawin, Gakendazine, and Dudem. My name is Jenesis Fonder. I am from the Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe, but my grandpa is from Leech Lake as well. I'm enrolled in Mille Lacs, and I'm living in Minneapolis, Minnesota right now. I have been with MNHS since the end of January. So it's been a really fast, half a year now? And it's super exciting work. I love working there. I'm really excited for NAMF because a lot of that stuff, which is the Native American Museum Fellowship, because a lot of that stuff will be new to me. Like, a lot of those experiences will also be new to me. So I've been spending a lot of time preparing and going to sites and just learning from my coworkers. And of course, Rita, she is amazing. She's so knowledgeable.
yeah, definitely. Well, I want to say thank you, and I always get teary-eyed when our young ones like yourself and Haley, the producer Haley Cherry, speak their language. So I appreciate that. I really, really do.
Yeah, that was beautiful, Ojibwe.
Yeah, I'm really working on it. I had somebody recently tell me that I need to learn the language so that we can gossip in a good way.
Yeah, in a good way.
I remember when I was able to introduce myself. I introduced myself in front of an elder. I said, "Ahu hotrunk raja wakunja hade hinga dena," and I said, "What'd you think?" And he thought for a second. He was, "Oh, you sound like a little baby speaking." I was like, "Oh, I took that as a compliment, but I don't know if that's what he meant." But
that's okay.
Such a way with words.
yeah, exactly. Hey, tell us a little bit about what you're doing now. You've been there 5 months now, and we always get a good vibe when we go down to the Minnesota Historical Society. There's so much to do. Talk about the free Thursday night for people to come down. There's plenty of parking. tell our audience too what you got cooking there.
So now I'm mostly working on making sure that everything is scheduled. So the first 3 weeks of NAMF are an intensive seminar. So we're going to be going to museums, whether that be Native museums or just museums near us, and looking at their collections. Tours, hearing from museum professionals and knowledge keepers, and going to cultural centers. So I'm really packing up a bunch of really good stuff into 3 weeks. So that looks like me. So I just went to Hochokata Tea last week for the first time. And that's at Shakpe Midwangton. So that was really cool. I've been doing a little bit of traveling, but my colleague Chloe Cashman just got back from Washington, as well as Rita. They were stewarding some of our relationships down there. And yeah, today, just a lot of office work, but you really never can tell, especially with those free Thursday nights.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's interesting that you mentioned Shakopee, because my other job is I'm a legislator for Ho Chunk Nation, and Shakopee has a lot of Ho Chunk stuff. Which is and one of the reasons behind too is like Ho Chunk does not have a museum, and that's something that we need to work on. And so they're really holding it for us in a good way.
Yeah, I just saw their collections, and their collections are beautiful. And Haley, I would so encourage you to look at their collections. I don't know, Haley, if you want to share the news or not.
Oh, take it away, Haley.
Yeah, we haven't shared this at all, but we've learned so much from Rita and the crew from Native American Initiatives about the Native American Museum Fellowship that I went ahead and applied for it last minute and got accepted. So I got accepted as a community scholar, and I'm going to be participating in this summer's fellowship, and I'm really excited.
And it'll be great because it ends around 3:00 every day, so you may have updates.
Yeah, I could talk about what I learned on the show. It all kind of ties in together. So yeah, very, very excited and very honored to be accepted. Thank you so much.
Of course, we were so happy you applied. Rita was just like, okay, she don't even need an interview, but obviously,
yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah, that is great, and it's so fun that that you are doing that, Haley, because our family, Haley's my Chujunk, my niece, and we all need to know what's going on here in the state. Especially with Ho Chunk, but with everybody else, because, like for instance, my son-in-law, he's Ojibwe, he's a Leech Laker.
Yeah. A lot of my friends too are either Dakota or Ojibwe, so it's cool just to learn the history and pay your respect to the land too. I've always lived in Minnesota, so it's important to know what's going on here traditionally and in the tribes too.
Right, and especially before we had borders, which we didn't have before. So there's a rich history of Ho Chunk being here, and a lot of people, I believe, under 40 years old really don't know about that.
That's right.
Yeah, we were really especially glad to have you apply, because we have been distinctly missing some Ho Chunk folks in our program. We really want to make that a priority. So as well as reaching out to other tribes near us, I'm excited to see the direction that the program is going, especially with the new implementation of the community scholars, which is actually something, funnily enough, that I brought up during my job interview for the position. So.
Oh wow!
Well, tell us a little bit more about that, and let our listeners know where you're coming from and how important you believe that is.
I just think that in order to learn the stories that you need to learn and the traditional life ways, you can't also be balancing like full-time school. It's just impossible, to spend the amount of time with elders that you need to to hear stories. And stories don't just come when you want to hear them or when you're available to hear them, right? So learning those things takes a lifetime. And sometimes now I think we're finding that school is not necessarily a viable way to success or to fulfillment. So I personally really wanted to encourage folks who want to be in museum spaces that even if you don't have the proper education, we want you here and we need you here is more the point of that, is we're needing folks that are connected to their communities very deeply and intrinsically.
Well, and that's amazing that whole statement that you just gave. I believe that, we lost a lot of our history in a couple generations, my generation, the generation before us, with boarding schools, colonization, and the swing back with the help of Minnesota Historical Society and you, and it'll be Haley too. We'll be able to fill in a lot of gaps that the next generation want to know.
100%. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm also hoping to shout out the Reconnecting Our Roots program, which is the applications have just opened up for the summer. So it will be, I have the dates here, July 14th through 18th. So in the wintertime, we do 7 weeks, and we meet one time a week on Thursdays for 7 weeks. But now it's just going to be a week-long, super packed week, super fun stuff. So if there are any Native high schoolers listening to this, you get a stipend, and it's pretty cool. You get connected with community. So
Right on. Well, all you aunties and gagas and grandmas out there, tell your grandkids about this.
Yeah. And do these students that are in high school, they kind of have to be in driving range of where the History Center is in St. Paul, or not, or no?
Yeah. So right now, that's what we're working with. We're hoping that kids will be able to get to the History Center, and then any other driving that we need, we'll have a van for that. But in the future, we're definitely looking for ways to work around that.
Okay.
Wow, that's really cool. What else can you give us an update? And you're doing just as good as Rita, but don't tell her. Oh, wow.
She's not listening. Let's see. So actually, I can give a little bit of an update about what we did, or what they're going to do for Roar this year. So we did some food sovereignty stuff during the winter time, and we ended up the high schoolers ended up butchering and making raccoon. We got to hear some stories from Derek Nichols from Wiesenig for that. So that's going to be coming back around as well as some nettle making, which is really cool. It's a traditional Dakota craft, and I'd never learned it, but now I'm always looking for nettle, because I think that when you process the nettle, you can make cordage. And who doesn't need some cordage, right?
I know I need some right about now. Oh, wow. What is cordage?
So it's basically like a really strong rope. So I was told even stronger than nylon. And this was an activity that you did in a group. So it was a communal activity, and you just make long lines of cordage, and you put it together to make a net. So it's a fishing net, and it's just beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. And I imagine with a smaller cordage, you can make a good medallion necklace for me too. And maybe you hook up some birch bark baskets.
Oh yeah, we can hook it up. We can hook it up for sure.
Yeah, Haley, hook me up.
I just learned something new. So hey, learning so much with Native American initiatives.
Well, I know you can only be on us for a segment, but I really appreciate you stopping in. Good to meet you. Come on back anytime, and maybe we'll get you on when Haley's and check out how well Haley's doing. Oh, wow.
Oh, Chimigwich, thank you both so much. Nimigwichawendum.
Right on. This is Genesis founder, enrolled member of Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe, and also Leech Lake, and she's working for the Minnesota Historical Society Native American Museum Fellowship Program Specialist with Native American Initiatives. We'll be right back after this short break. Thank you.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a to-go card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
The Council on LGBTQIA2S plus Minnesotans is conducting a community needs survey. Two-spirit and Native queer voices are sacred and must be heard. Your experiences will guide programs and policies that support our relatives across Minnesota. The survey is confidential and available at mnqt.info/survey. The deadline is May 31st. Honor your story, help build the future we deserve.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis Air. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis Air dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis Air on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
At Metro State University, students learn from expert instructors in high-demand degree programs like healthcare, technology, cybersecurity, teaching, and business. As one of Minnesota's most diverse universities, Metro State is dedicated to providing a welcoming environment for all students. Explore 60-plus bachelor's programs at their May 29th open house in St. Paul. Learn about how free tuition is possible for eligible students through the North Star Promise Scholarship. Visit metrostate.edu/open house. Know your power. Metro State University.
Anine, I'm Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, and you are listening to Native Roots Radio.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
In this portion of the show, we like to bring awareness to our Minnesota wolf population. Say no to the hunts.
No. No. No.
Good one.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Native Roots Radio, and this is our last segment here. Haley, we had a jam-packed show yesterday. It was pretty emotional, too, with Dr. Stately. But I really wanted to hear about your trip in Washington about the cougar, and I'm wondering if you could tell our listening audience if as much as you want about it. But it sounded, you told Wendy and I the story after the show, and I'm going, this is a whole segment right here, the story.
The whole horror movie is what it was. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was so fun. So I got back from Washington State yesterday afternoon, I guess probably around 2, but I came home and did the show, and it was just such a great time. I had been wanting to go to Washington State, the Pacific Northwest, since I was like a kid, so this really was just a dream come true. I was able to visit a couple of my childhood friends who are now living out there. But I was excited to go there. I know we had talked a bit earlier, I think last week, about the Twilight movies, just because that's very much, I did talk about that. It's very much my era as a Gen Z, but yeah, Twilight had a couple of the Native actors in there, and they kind of portrayed like I think it's the Quileute tribe is how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that, but that is the one in the peninsula of Washington. So it's out by the coast. It's kind of by like La Push Beach and the town of Forks. But yeah, on the coastline there on the Pacific Ocean. We learned about some of the tribes. Washington State actually has 29 federally recognized tribes. In Minnesota here, we only have 11. So just to kind of compare, I learned about the tribe that's kind of near the Seattle area is called the Puyallup tribe. They had a really beautiful casino, really beautiful tribal buildings. But the Quileute tribe out on the coast, well, I guess they both kind of resembled this, but I was trying to make the connection between just kind of their artwork and statues that they had. It reminded me a lot of like the South Polynesian island.
Wow.
Yeah, like indigenous tribe. And it got me thinking. I was like, wow, well, with the push of colonization and forced removal from the east, as tribes were pushed west, I mean, they only were pushed so far. I mean, you can't push them into the ocean. So kind of like made me think about all the tribes that settled in Washington State there. And it specifically is like the closest to the ocean there and the Polynesian islands kind of. So kind of wonder how like some people may have traveled up there or how similar their culture is to the other tribes. But yeah, it was interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah, but we went hiking in Olympic National Park, and it was so beautiful. If you can ever get the chance to get out there, I highly recommend that you do so. I think we talked about, I know we did a Ho-Chunk word one time for cougar. So I don't know if I kind of manifested this or spoke it into existence, but yeah, we were hiking. And we went off trail a bit. This was, if you've been to Olympic National Park, it was near the Lake Crescent area in the park. And we were hiking. It was an old railroad trail, and we were going down it. There were a couple of people in front of us a ways, and we saw this big cedar redwood that was kind of off the trail, but not too far into the woods. And there was already kind of like a brushled path to the tree, so we knew that people had walked up to it before. But anyways, we went and walked up to it just kind of to touch it and pay our respect. And I put some tobacco or Donnie down and introduced myself and Ho-Chunk. But as we were walking off the trail, the two people that were hiking in front of us actually stopped and turned around and waited for me and my friends to come out of the woods. And as we were doing that, they were kind of waving us like hurriedly, like to get out of the woods. And they stopped and they said, "Do you hear that?" So we finally stopped and listened, and it was a mountain lion super close to us, growling, like this hissing growl that just like sent shivers down my spine. You felt the growl like vibrating in your bones. It was that close.
Wow.
So yeah, just be aware that if you're in places like that, national parks that have mountain lions or cougars, just know that you're in their home and to expect them there. When it comes to like protecting yourself, I always like to recommend having an air horn. And this could go for like bigger predators too, of any kind. So like bears or mountain lions or lynx or something like that. An air horn is a great like method to scare it away without hurting it, like causing physical harm. But if a second option would be like bear spray. So have that at, a good length. But the person I was with did have a gun. And that is actually recommended to have when you're in areas like that. So
wow,
just
crazy.
kind of protect yourself and things like that.
Well,
we can talk more about it.
Yeah, we can talk more about it. We have our friend Anna Negretti on, and we wanted to check in with her, especially with what's been happening in her community. And I know this has been kind of a last minute. I want to just welcome you, Anna, for being on and checking in with us. I don't think we can. I don't think we can hear her.
No, I don't hear anything.
Oh,
She's really blurry.
yeah. Oh, no. Technology sometimes is really, really cool, and other times not so much.
Yeah. I know where she's at. I think she's kind of up in the North Woods, and I was texting her before the show. They had a power outage at her house. So I don't know if they're having some connection issues still.
Well, I don't think it's gonna work. I just see a silhouette, and it's kind of scary. Oh, what?
Well, speaking of scary,
Yeah.
could go back to the cougar. I don't know. Oh, we'll have to get Anna back on again. Anna Negretti is the interim director for the Minnesota State MMIR office, who's been on the program a few times with us before.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to get her on again. But I guess what I wanted to say, Haley, too, is I want you to tell the story on how much you could hear and how close they were, because you had to kind of explain that to me after you told Wendy and I the story, that he or she was super close.
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting that. So when it goes to like, I've heard people like who hike in these national parks and who are like avid hikers and backcountry people that they would rather encounter a bear with cubs than a mountain lion or a cougar, because cats like to play with their food.
Ooh.
So a mountain lion will actually stalk you for a while if they see you in the wild. And usually you won't see a mountain lion or the cougar until it's actually attacking you from behind. So yeah, one thing that I learned actually about mountain lions is that Sometimes they communicate by chirping or mimicking other bird sounds.
What?
Which is kind of creepy. Yeah. So you can look that up if you don't believe me. It's on YouTube.
I believe
Cougars,
you.
mountain lions can mimic bird sounds. But I don't know how, like, who they're communicating with, because I know cougars and mountain lions usually will have up to 100-mile radius of their home and like where they're patrolling.
Jeez. Well, if they're
Sometimes
sounding
even
like
like up to 400 miles.
if they're sounding like birds, maybe they're trying to track a bird to eat,
That would make sense.
like
Actually, yeah.
a domestic cat. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one thing, if you ever do encounter a mountain lion, is you want to make yourself appear big. They said if you have a jacket or backpack, put your arms up, put it above your head. You never want to
Oh.
run from a cougar or mountain lion. You want to, if you do see it, like it's walking up to you on the trail or something, and you cross paths with it, you want to maintain eye contact. Oh, geez, we got less than a minute left here.
Yeah.
But you want to maintain eye contact. Do not run away. Walk back slowly, talk firmly and loudly to it. Just keep walking backwards. If you do have an air horn or bear spray, pull that out.
Wow. Good things to know. I didn't know
Yeah.
about the chicken thing. That's
bird chirping,
bird
yeah.
chirping. Yeah. Wow. Hey, Big Peony Gigi Haley, thank you so much. Thank you, Minnesota Historical Society, stopping by. And of course, Ruth Anna Buffalo. And we'll try and get Anna Negretti on very soon and check in how she's doing, and especially with the tragedies here that have happened in Minneapolis. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Art-A-Whirl is celebrating its 30th year. This popular free event is the